So let's do a little update here. I'm a little behind. I had a lot to do this week and I worked a lot, so we'll try to squeeze this in on a Saturday afternoon. I've got the interior done on the truck for Jason's Blue Ox Street Machine build. And it actually came out good. I like the way this came out. If you remember, these are 3D printed seats, which I painted red. And the interior is pretty much, it's basic, but I'm not going to go any further with it. There's nothing else that needs to be done. It does have a hole in it, but that's because this hump right here is molded into the bottom of the plate that goes on the frame, and that will go on there. And the center console will be fine, and then I'll probably eventually, if I need to, depending on how it looks, I can make a small piece of plastic to cover up that opening there. Just depending on whether you can even see that once it's put together and whether I can get to it. But I like the way it came out. I'm happy with it. I got the wheels on the chassis, so the chassis is sitting okay. I've got the cab has started coming together, and then I put the glass in it. I know in some other videos some people might have had a problem getting the glass in there, but I just trimmed off those connector pieces that connected the front and rear, and I was able to get these in fine without those, and then they seem to stay in there for now. So this particular version of this truck, this is the latest version. It just came out maybe a month or two ago, and this one has tinted glass. The original one that came out in around the 90s, it was still a black truck, and the truck is molded in black. But no, this one is molded in white. I think the original was molded in black maybe. But anyway, it had a clear window. So I don't mind the tint. I probably would have rather had the clear window, but it's fine. But that's where that's at. So I'm getting fixed. I just wanted to mention the interior. Now, on the seats, they sat kind of low, so I had to make some kind of riser piece below the seats to raise them up. And I actually used these. I got these at the Dollar Tree store. They're just like off-brand Legos. And I just used two small ones to put under the seat. And they worked great. And I mean, you know, for $1.25, you can't beat it. And I got a whole lot of them left over, so you know, I can cut them or do whatever I need to do with them and use them as spacers or rectangulars or squares or whatever. So I thought it was a pretty good deal. Says there's 72 pieces in there. There's only 70 now. I used to. But those came in really handy. And of course you can't see them. They're underneath the seat and they're painted. So but that's where we're at. That the engine hasn't changed. It's going to be the same. I might have painted the belt and stuff since the last time, and I'm still working on touching up, and I still might do a wash on some parts of it. But I did make the cross brace for it, and it's going to sit in there like so. The cab will fit over that fine. I've already put all this together, but you can't just lay it all together. You have to get this part, you got to spread this apart, get that in there. It's a little bit of work, so I can't really do it on camera. It takes a little more than two hands. You know, it's kind of fussy. But anyway, that's where that's at. It's funny because here's the interior. So you can see that notch there. That notch is like pretty square off, right? I mean, you can see that. And then they give you a dashboard, and anybody that's put a dashboard on a model kit, let's see if I can get it in focus, but you can see where it just has like a little triangle right there. And you know, on some model kits that triangle it fits down inside the triangle piece on the edge of the interior. But this one is not like that. It's like this you can see they're mismatched. I mean, there's no indentation for that triangle to go into like there usually is, and it just doesn't. It's not really made. So in other words, in this case, I can't get an exact location of where the dashboard is supposed to go. So I'm going to have to play with this and figure out where the dashboard goes, and then while I'm figuring that out, I'm going to have to shove it up inside here and make sure that it falls into the correct place and is flush with the bottom of the window. So that's going to be some trial and error. So, and once I get that figured out, I can glue the dashboard in. I got to detail the dashboard out a little bit, but yeah, that's going to be tricky to do, and it's just going to be a weird thing to have to do, because I can get the interior in there, but I'm not sure how I'm going to get that dashboard. I don't know how I'm going to glue it into place before I can get this thing up in there. So I'll just have to see what happens. But it's coming along. I'm still on the positive side of it. I still don't see any big issues. So I've worked out all the minor problems already. There's just enough room in there from test fitting it before for the radiator. Just enough room for that little sucker to fit in there. So, and if it doesn't fit, I would probably put it in the front between the grill. Excuse me. And cut it down or something. And I'm gonna probably go through my parts box and find an electric fan for this, because there's no fan on this engine. So I'll probably put some electric fans. I just gotta dig through my stuff and see if I can find a pair of them. So, and that's where that's at. Hot rod pretty much is for Woody's rock and roll build, and this is pretty much ready to go. Like I said, I really enjoyed this build. Getting the glass inside the Devolve type windshield it doesn't really like snap in or fit in the hole so much, and it's a little precarious. And I used several times. I used this. I use Eileen's clear gel tacky glue, and that will hold it in there. But then when you start trying to get it to fit and glue into place, it would break free and the glass would pop out. So it still works, and it's still holding the glass in. There's a little bit of a gap in it here, but that's the best it's going to get, because if I try to use any kind of model glue or super glue or anything like that, it'll get on the glass. There's just not a lot of room on that windshield to put any real model glue on there without getting it on the glass. So, but for now, it's working. The great thing about this stuff is it doesn't, like when the glass falls out and you already have this glue on it, you just take it over to the sink, wash it off with water. It comes right off. So you don't have to worry about it hurting the window. So, because it doesn't melt it or anything like that. It's not like model glue. Did I put the drive shaft in? So yeah, I think everything's done on the bottom. And then I think that's about it. I might just put a license plate on it. I think that's the only thing I gotta do. I just gotta put that on there and it might be done. It does have a guitar like I showed last time, but I can't figure out a color to paint that would match this. So that's kind of iffy. I haven't done anything to the BMW at all. Like I say, it was a busy week, so I just didn't get time to. Not all the models got fair play. I was closest to finishing the 32 Ford, so that more or less got finished. And I'm still on fire about getting the pickup truck done. But the BMW, as I mentioned before, I still want to put some of these other pieces in here that go from underneath, and then I'll probably just put the decals on and go from there. I believe that I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything to it. And that's it. I primered the engine for the Nazca M12 BMW, so I had to clean the engine up a little bit and sand some of the seams off of it, both top and bottom, because you can see the engine either way. You know, it's almost like a Formula One car. So once the engine is in there, you can see it from the bottom, but you can also see it through the top, through the back of the car. So I had to fiddle around with that. But other than that, it came out fine. So, and it's just the beginning. I mean, I'm really just, that model is just going on in between all these when I'm waiting for glue and paint to dry. So there's not going to be much happening to that kit at all for a while. Not until I get one or two of these off the bench, really. And like I said, the 32 is almost done. So that's my update. I have a couple more ideas for videos, but I just didn't get a chance to get everything that I wanted to do this week. As a matter of fact, I didn't even try to make a video this week. So I just didn't have time. Alright, well that's going to be it for this one today, and I'm going to work on seeing about what else I can do here, because I do have a little more time today. I'm kind of caught up. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the update, and I'll catch you later.